What's up, Facebook? We are live. First live video on my Facebook page. Just wait a couple seconds here, see if some people join in. It's kind of a weird thing that I've been doing podcasts for, God, I don't know how long, over 2 years. And that's, it's super easy to do podcasts because you don't have to directly do it live, interact with people. But doing an actual Facebook Live with an active audience, it's different. A little bit nervous, tiny bit nervous. So bear with me. Hopefully the volume's cool and you guys can all hear me. We got about 7 people that have joined. That's awesome. What's up, everybody? Glad to have you here. Today, we're going to be talking about money. We're going to be talking about income. We're going to be talking about different ways to make income, creative ways to make income. And the reason I wanted to talk about this, thanks, Derek, appreciate that. Cool. Glad you guys can hear me. The reason I want to talk about income, because, I think it's something that really gets pushed to the back burner. And not the whole topic of income, but different ways to generate income. We don't, everyone focuses on their 9-to-5 job. They focus on what they do for a living and everything else, other opportunities that come by. I think far too often people sort of ignore them. They make up excuses why they're too busy. What's up, Ryan Callahan from Alabama? Thanks for tuning in, buddy. Congrats on getting married. I heard the wedding was a good time. So congrats there, man. Hopefully you and your wife are enjoying the hot Alabama summer. Anyway, moving back to income, I want to talk about, me personally, speaking from my perspective, I've been working in corporate America for 10, 12 years. I don't even know. It's too long to remember. And it's that typical 9-to-5 grind. I make a good living. We're able to provide for my family, and it's a good life. But at any time, really, something could happen. My company could hit a rough patch. The market for natural gas and oil could crash. I could be laid off. I could be left with nothing. I could be left here. My income stream could completely disappear. I mean, that could happen 2 months from now, a year from now, 2 years from now, whatever. And it doesn't really matter how far I advance in my career. At any time, that could just be kicked out from me and taken away. So because of that, a couple years ago, I really started to become passionate about looking for different ways to make money, different ways to really diversify my income, diversify the risk in the income that I'm making. And I'll go over the different ways that I've made money, different ways I plan to make money, but hopefully everyone is really on board with that and understanding where I'm coming from. Because when I first started out, it was scary, man. It's scary to start your own business. It's scary to take a risk. It's scary to start a podcast. It's scary to do anything like that, to put yourself out there. But I think it's something that as people who really, and I think I'm talking to mostly a group of free thinkers, libertarians, people of that mindset, because that's most of my friends group. So I'll just talk directly to you guys. As people in our position, we need to be in a position where our income is a strength, and it's not a weakness. We're able to grow large amounts of wealth, and where we can't have that ladder kicked out from underneath us. So, without further ado, I'll just get started into talking about some of the things I wanted to talk about. And I'm going to break down these 7 different types of income really into 3 different aspects. So I want to talk about the startup cost. How much does it cost to actually start this business, to pursue specific opportunity, a specific opportunity that I'm going to talk about? What are the barriers to entry to getting into each of these different business sectors? And is that income passive or active? And maybe even a better question, is passive income even possible? Is it possible to get entirely passive income? I don't know. We'll talk about that. So just starting out, and hopefully you guys can see this. I didn't test this. Hopefully it's not showing up backwards. But this here is the 7 different types of income that personally I'm working on attaining right now. I got a thumbs up there. It looks like you guys can see it. So I'm not going to hold this up the whole time, but we have land investing, podcasting. That could also be content creation, having a YouTube channel, anything like that. E-commerce, marketing, social media, freelance or contract work, affiliate marketing, or direct sales, also known as network marketing or social sharing, I've heard it called. So these are just a couple ways to make money. Can everyone see? These are 7 ways to make money, obviously. There's plenty more ways to make money than this. These are the ones that I've chosen to pursue myself for different reasons. And starting with the first one in land investing, a lot of people don't even know what land investing means. When people think of investing in real estate, they think of buying a house and maybe renting it out, getting some tenants, and then accumulate some income. Hopefully the income you make from renting the house out covers the mortgage payment you're paying, plus any sort of upkeep that you have, things like that. But within the real estate sector, there are many other ways to make money. There's obviously commercial real estate that is a whole different array of different things you need to learn and different barriers to entry. But I became interested in land investing, in buying vacant land at a very, very low price and then reselling it at a much higher price. And I started out doing this myself probably 2 or 3 years ago. And where I heard about it, I was listening to a podcast called Entrepreneur on Fire, hosted by John Odermatt. And I forget the guy that he brought on the show, but he brought on some real estate professional who had another podcast. And I think he was actually talking about rental properties. So I followed that guy and started listening to his show. And this guy brought on another real estate investor, someone in the land investing field. His name is Mark Podolsky. And I started looking into this Mark Podolsky guy, and he was talking about things like he was able to buy land at 30% of the value and resell it and make 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 times his money. That's freaking crazy. I mean, if you can buy land at that cheap, then I'm definitely up for that. So what I did, I pursued it. I bought his free ebook, whatever, how every entrepreneur has a course, things like that. So I bought the ebook. It looked legit. There were a lot of other people in the community through Facebook forums and whatnot who were doing similar things. So I knew it wasn't crazy. So as I got started into it, and I did end up buying a course from Mark Podolsky. And that's the first thing I'll talk about with land investing. There is a startup cost. There is a learning curve. There is specialized knowledge that obviously you need to learn. You can't just start doing this tomorrow. So the course I bought, it was like, I think $1,500 to buy it. And I think the amount of money I initially started out with, maybe $3,000 or $4,000. So really, in the grand scheme of things, not a big number, but I'll try to keep moving so I don't bore you guys. Anyway, so I first got started into this, and in the course, they give you a list of different counties to where it's a good place to start to buy land. So I started out in a small county in northeastern California, and I'm not going to name it here. I'm not going to give away secrets. But actually, there was just an auction there recently, and me and my business partner, I've since expanded, brought on a business partner. We just bought 20 properties there from that county. And so 20 properties, and we spent just $10,000, so $500 per property. And we'll turn those around and sell them for at least $4,000, probably upwards to $6,000 or $7,000 a property. So you can really make good money that way. And a lot of the time, it's not through direct cash sales. A lot of the times, it's through owner financing. So you're buying land off of either distressed owners, people who don't want the land, or from the county, people who have taken the land from tax delinquent owners, and then you're buying it obviously at an auction. So that's the scenario there. There's a lot of moving pieces that go on in the middle. There's marketing, there's learning how to negotiate with buyers on the phone, there's learning how to negotiate from the people you're buying the land from. It's really it's a rush, and it's a lot of fun. And one cool thing to talk about active or passive income, because there is a little bit of a debate within the land investing community if you're able to build up passive income. And I would call it more like a quasi-passive income. You're able to build up income because you're taking on notes yourself. You're selling land, you're taking a down payment, and then the person who buys the land from you is then paying you a certain amount of money that's agreed upon in a land contract that you obviously have them sign, and they promise to pay that with a promissory note. So they're paying whatever it is, whatever the agreement is, $150 a month, $500 a month, depending on the piece of land. So you're able to, if you stack those notes together, you have a nice passive income. At the same time, though, if that person stops paying, that money goes away, and you have to foreclose on them and then find a new person to buy the land. So it's sort of a quasi-passive active, and you're always going out looking for new land to acquire. So it's not something where you can set this up and sit back and just watch the money roll in. But it's a great way to make money. And I always tell people, I've never met anybody who I've told about land investing who hasn't been like, wow, that's crazy. That's awesome. It's a crazy thing to do. I want to hear more about it. Most people stop right there, though. I'll talk about it for a while and I'll explain it to them. Very few people actually pursue and ask questions and get started themselves. I've gone so far with a couple of my friends as to give them access to the course material I have, stuff like that, and they've done nothing with it. So I think there's a lot to be said for someone to actually take action with something. They need to give something of themselves to actually value the information they're getting. But like I said before, if anyone has questions about land investing, I'm absolutely open to talking about it, to pointing people in the direction of people that can teach you how to do it. And I don't really have the time to teach people how to land invest, but if you want to get involved with it and do it yourself, I can act as sort of a mentor if that's something you want to do. So I'll just keep on moving along. Next thing I want to talk about, number 2, podcasting. And this could also apply for having a YouTube channel or content creation of any kind. Take a sip of water here. And of course, you can see the sign behind me. If anyone who's on this video isn't familiar, that's the podcast that I'm a part of, Lions of Liberty. And I see Ryan Callahan's interested. You're going to reach out. Good to hear, man. Look forward to hearing from you. Talking about podcasts, so Lions of Liberty, we've had it for at least 5 years, I think. My show's called Felony Friday. Whoop. It's the mirror effect, this one over here. And I've done 129 episodes of Felony Friday. Total Lions of Liberty, we've done 557 episodes as of today's, June 18th. Pretty incredible, really, when you consider that most podcasts only make it, I think, 5 episodes. So it's been a great success. We haven't made a lot of money, and we're not really in it to make money. We're in it to spread the message of liberty, to help to educate people, to help to grow the liberty movement, really. So but to talk about a podcast, because podcasts can make a lot of money. And I'm not going to say that we haven't made money, because we are able to go, for example, this upcoming weekend, we're going up to New Hampshire to Pork Fest, and we're doing a live show up there, and we're bringing all the Lions of Liberty up. And we've been able to pay for that through Lions of Liberty, through sponsorships, but really through our patron program, through Patreon. So that's been a great success. We have a lot of great supporters, and that is one of the really probably the most popular way to make money on a podcast is through getting diehard supporters who love what you do and want you to keep doing it, so they give you money. It's the true free market. You're supplying a good for free that they could get for free, but they're saying, you know what, I could get it for free, but I'd still rather pay you. And with our Patreon group and with lots of Patreon groups, you supply bonus content, stuff like that. But really the idea behind it is, they're putting their own value on the information that you're giving them. So that's probably the most popular way. And really a podcast of any size can be successful with building up a subscriber base. You could have 100 people listening. If you have 100 diehard listeners who all give you $1, you'd have $100. Of course, you can figure that out to scale that up. But you don't need to have huge listenerships of thousands of people in order to have a podcast where you make money. You need to find, number one, something you're passionate about, because if you're not passionate about it, you're not going to make it past that 5 episodes that so many people stumble through and never get past. But you also have to find something that other people are going to be passionate about, that other people want to learn about, and they want to share with their friends, and they want to engage, and they want to, join a Facebook group that you start, things like that. So there's ways to make money in podcasting. And I think podcasting right now, this is cliche to say, but we're probably in maybe the second or third inning of the podcast movement. I think it's still very, very early. It's incredible how many people still have never listened to a podcast. I meet people like that all the time, but just 2 weeks ago, I was down in Orlando, and we were at a Plexus conference. I'll talk about Plexus at the end here. My wife and I are Plexus ambassadors, and talking to some of the people there, asking what I do, and I'm explaining all the different things I do, talking about Lions of Liberty, and they'd never listened to a podcast before. And I thought that was amazing. Absolutely, absolutely incredible. But I think that's maybe more than norm. I think maybe 25, 30% of people listen to podcasts. Maybe out of that percentage, maybe 10% are diehard podcast listeners. So I think, radio is going away. Podcasts are still the future. So if you're passionate about something, if you like talking, even if you don't like talking, I really don't like talking. I'm sort of an introvert, but I enjoy podcasts and I enjoy interviewing people, asking questions, things like that. So if that's something you enjoy doing, do it. You can start up a podcast for as little as really between $100 and $300 to get a good mic set up, to get your hosting. We use Libsyn for Lions of Liberty. We have 3 shows per week, so we need to pay. I think we pay like $40 a month for Libsyn. If you only had 1 show a week, it's less than that, maybe 10 or 15, something like that. You could have a website too. You don't have to have a website though, because through these podcast hosts, you can get your podcast immediately onto iTunes and Stitcher and all that stuff. So it's not super important to really even have a website anymore. Really, websites are sort of going away, losing their importance. Talking about barriers to entry of podcasting. Number one is time. It does take a lot of time to have a podcast. You got to do interviews. You got to do research. You have your editing. You could always pay someone to editing, but then that goes up to your startup costs and your carrying costs as well. If you're going to pay someone to edit, that's great. But it's good to learn how to edit yourself. And I think the biggest takeaway, did I say where my income comes from the podcast? I think I did. Yeah, it comes from well, actually, maybe I didn't say fully. I said our Patreon subscribers. We also do have some sponsors. We have a health co-op called Health Excellence Select, where we do really sort of some affiliate marketing, which is another one of the streams of income I'm going to talk about, where we get a percentage of the fee when people join the health co-op. And we've had different sponsorships along the way, and we probably should expand and pursue more sponsorships. We are growing pretty steadily, so that's something that we could do. But I'll keep on moving here. Don't want to bore you guys if you're not interested in podcasting. So that was 2. 3 is e-commerce. So e-commerce, I have not had that much success. I'll just be upfront and honest with you. I thought I had the greatest idea 2 years ago when Trump was running for president with his Make America Great Again logo on the hats and T-shirts and everything. I thought, wow, Make America Great Again. That's an okay slogan. You know what's a better slogan? Make Liberty Great Again. I thought so. I thought it was a great slogan. I thought it was so great that I went out and I trademarked the slogan. I now own the trademark to Make Liberty Great Again. And I went out and I had hats made, and shirts printed. Well, the shirts weren't printed. That's a print to order thing. But I probably had like $400 worth of hats printed. I still have hats that I'm selling. I sold out some of the designs. But e-commerce is tough because, number one, you got to do all your own marketing. You have to build your own website yourself. You have to get the attention on your product. It is not easy to get attention on a product. Not easy at all. And I'm someone who's done this before with the podcast and what I'll talk about next with advertising and marketing for local businesses, which I've had great success with, but I've had terrible success with e-commerce. But I'm not going to give up. I'm gonna keep plugging away at e-commerce. And e-commerce, definitely active income. I don't think I said with podcasting, 100% active income. You have to keep doing it every single week or that income stream is going to go away. But e-commerce, I mean, you're setting that up yourself. I mean, there's some things you can do from an automation standpoint. There is an app, or I guess a store, but I don't know, we'll call it an online store. There's a distributor, a manufacturer or fabricator distributor called Printful that I use for my t-shirts for e-commerce. We use it for Lions of Liberty too. I use it for my Ignite Liberty, Make Liberty Great Again brand. I use it for Dale Kearns, the stuff I'm doing for Dale Kearns' U.S. Senate campaign. And it's incredible. You just upload your design right to it. You don't get charged with anything. You don't have to pay anything. You don't have to pay any upfront fee. Just as soon as someone orders that design, orders that t-shirt, then they get a percentage of that cost and the rest you get. So that's really the cleanest way, the way to do e-commerce with the least amount of risk. But in order to make money in e-commerce, like the kind of money that would actually be a stream of income, you have to have really a product with something to it, an expensive product, and something that you don't have to churn and sell, 1,000 of them in a month, where you can get by selling 50 or 100 products, $100, $500 products, whatever it is, and do it that way. And that's how people make a lot of money. I just haven't been able to do it yet with e-commerce. So if anyone has any pointers with e-commerce, I'm open. I'm open to learning. What is Ben Pangy saying? $15K for a patent, if not more. That could be true. I didn't get a patent. I got a trademark. If I said patent, I misspoke. I trademarked Make Liberty Great Again, and all told, with all the fees and everything, it was probably $400, $500. But nobody else can use Make Liberty Great Again. Actually, they can, because I probably won't come after you unless you're doing something weird with it. Then I probably will. Anyway, so we talked about. No, we didn't talk about 4. 4 is advertising, marketing, consulting. Also add campaign management to that. So I started this out, a company called Odermatt Media Marketing, about a year ago, I think. And I got the idea from it. I'm blanking on the guy's name who I learned this from. Totally blanking on his name, so I'm not going to dwell on it. Anyway, I bought a course on it, a Facebook marketing course. Dan Henry, that's his name. Dan Henry, if you've heard of him. He's a Facebook marketing guru, good guy. I bought his course, learned a ton. I'm still in his Facebook group. I still, every time I go in there and read posts, I learn more every day. There is so much to learn about how to get reach and how to influence people on Facebook, because they don't make it easy, especially for a Facebook page. They make it very, very hard to reach people. One way to do that is through live videos. But Odermatt Media Marketing started off pretty good. I mean, the way that Dan Henry taught or teaches people to get clients is to do it for free first and to get success that way, and then branch out from there and use the success that you have with your free clients to get more clients. And I did that, and I had great success with the free clients. I was able to use that success to convince other people to give me their business. But what happened was I sort of got pinched out with time. And to be perfectly honest, what happened was I came across this was about a year ago, I came across a guy running for Senate in Pennsylvania by the name of Dale Kearns, and libertarian running for Senate, campaigning well ahead of time. He had Facebook ads. So I started putting a lot of my time, time that would have been dedicated to social media marketing and looking for clients, to helping Dale Kern's campaign. I'm not complaining. I'm very happy with the impacts I've been able to make with that campaign, built the website, helped with the marketing. I'm now the campaign manager, but that has really taken away from anything I've been able to do to build this business. And I definitely plan to build this up because you can really scale a business this way. The way that Dan Henry teaches it for a social media marketing agency is by charging something like almost a retainer fee, where you are in charge of all of a local business. Say, it could be a pizza shop, or it could be really anything. Landscape company. I did marketing for a pottery shop and had great success. Local businesses really don't market enough on Facebook, and the ones that do market on Facebook are doing it completely the wrong way. They have no idea what the heck they're doing. So you do that, you ought to find a couple people, find a couple businesses, 3, 4, 5, 6, 10 businesses. You charge them all between $5,000 and $1,500, depending on what their advertising budget is. You stack that together, and you have a nice little stream of income. Of course, that takes a lot of time, so it's hard to do that and also have a full-time job or things like that. So really, hopefully, when I'm able to expand this would be one of the things that would help me to completely possibly leave corporate America. We'll see. I don't know. I do like my job. I just don't like the amount of time I have to spend there. I think it's ridiculous to have to drive to work a half hour, to be at work for 9, 10 hours, to drive home another half hour or an hour, sit in traffic. It's just way too much lost time. And there's so many different ways to make money. I'm just beating myself up doing it. I think I'm just wasting time making money that way. But it is what it is right now. It pays the majority of my bills at this point in time. So let's keep moving on. So number 5, freelance and contract work. And a lot of people I know, they do this full time. Freelance contract work, that's how they make their money. I know this is, popular in different industries, from TV to movies, stuff like that. It's popular also in my industry. But in my industry, which is I'm an oil and natural gas in my corporate job, normally it's a lot of travel to do stuff like that. You're going on outages, or when I was in the nuke industry before, you'll go on outages for a couple months and you'll be a contract worker. You make a lot of money, but you're stuck there. The contract work I'm talking about here is more of taking the skills that you have and packaging them up and then selling them to different clients. So for myself, I have an expertise in risk management, in building risk models to model areas of threats and opportunities and uncertainty in large construction cost estimates or schedules, and running a model that shows them the likelihood that they'll come in a certain range of costs or a certain range of in-service dates, things like that. So for me, a freelance job that I would try to do is take that and then sell that to companies as a service. So it's a very flexible way to make money. Absolutely is not passive, 100% active. Also, it's 100% tied to your time. But the great thing is you can do it from home. You're more flexible. You can pick the jobs you want to take, things like that. Barriers to entry, it's going to depend on your field. Startup costs, that's going to depend on any software that you need, things like that. There's been some great books written about this. James Altucher has talked about this a lot. He wrote a book called Choose Yourself, I think it's called, where he talks about doing this. Tim Ferriss talks about this a lot in the 4-Hour Work Week. He also talks about e-commerce in the 4-Hour Work Week. I highly recommend anyone that is frustrated with their current situation, that wants to find new different ways to make money, to read the 4-Hour Work Week. It was written, I think, 10 years ago. So a lot of the stuff he recommends doesn't really make sense today from a software and app standpoint. But just from a mindset standpoint, from a mentality, from a way you should be thinking, that's never going to get old. I mean, that's a timeless book, and I 100% recommend 4-Hour Work Week to anybody. So we'll keep moving on to the 6th way, affiliate marketing. Affiliate marketing, I don't know how many people know what affiliate marketing is. I'm pretty familiar with it. I've done it a little bit. I just haven't really scaled it up to any point. If you're familiar with a website builder or a sales funnel builder called ClickFunnels, it was created by Russell Brunson. He's a brilliant guy. Created this. He created a way to build sales funnels that anyone could build. Really, almost zero computer knowledge needed to build sales funnels this way. It's all drag and drop and checking boxes. Simple, easy. And he built that the way that he expanded that product is he wrote 2 books. One was called, the first book was called .com Secrets. And he launched that basically 100% through reaching out to people to be affiliate marketers for the book. So people sold the book for him. And the way they sold it is it was a free plus shipping model where the people are paying like, it's free, but you pay $7.95 for shipping, whatever. And then they would split that $7.95. Russell would get $1 and the affiliate would get, whatever portion wasn't actually going to the shipping. But on top of that, ClickFunnels, so that got the word out for ClickFunnels, was .com Secrets. ClickFunnels itself, the way they blew that up is, and I don't know the exact percentages, but it's a pretty incredible affiliate marketing program they have. I think it's like close to 50%. So it's $97 a month for a ClickFunnels membership. That gets you, a certain amount of like 20 or 30 different funnels that you can build out. You can host your domains from there, whatever you need to do, email marketing, all that stuff. But so it's $97 a month for that. I think, so if somebody bought through your affiliate link, that's the way affiliate marketing works, is you supply someone a link. It could be through you're a podcast host. You say, check out ClickFunnels, go here, blah, 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 click this link. Person goes, half of that money would go to you and half of that money would go to Russell Brunson. So you can make tremendous amounts of money this way if you scale it up and if you know how to market it that way. I haven't personally put a lot of time into it, but it's something that I'm definitely interested in making more money that way. It's really as simple as it's just social sharing. It's relationship building. It's being in a position where you're in a position of influence and you're able to recommend things to people. That's why I say podcasters often use this. If you listen to Joe Rogan, I think he has something with the Cash App where he actually uses the Cash App, which is a way to, it's like a PayPal thing, but you can also buy cryptocurrency through it. He actually uses the affiliate marketing to raise money for a charity which builds wells in Africa, which is pretty cool. So to summarize affiliate marketing, startup cost, there's really not a startup cost. It's just a marketing campaign. You're going to want to learn about the product using it yourself, and then learn how to sell it to people. That's really all you have to do. And there's no risk if you try to do it and you fail, you just don't make any money. So it's not really a lot of risk there. Of course, I guess you could have risk if you were using email marketing yourself. You'd obviously be paying for that email integration software you're using and that stuff. Barriers to entry, finding an audience who wants to buy, getting attention, so you're able to sell products. And I would call this one quasi-passive, because if it is like that ClickFunnels, so you sell for $97 one time, but that's a subscription, so you would continue to get every single month, you would continue to get half of that. So that's passive income. Of course, the active part would be going to get more and more people to do it, but you can see how people can really make a career out of doing affiliate marketing pretty easily if they just set their mind to it. Okay, lastly, number 7, direct sales, also called social networking. Networking, is that a word? Social networking, network marketing. And this comes up, and I think a lot of people maybe have a little bit of a stigma around direct sales, which I think is fading. Because, and I don't know all the direct sales companies out there. There's probably ones that are terrible and ones that you really don't want to get involved with. But I think the stigma that comes with it, for the most part, starts with way back with Amway, if people are familiar with Amway. And what Amway would do, and there were a lot of companies like Amway, I'm just using that as an example. I mean, direct sales has been around forever. Used to have like, if you were going to start this business, you'd have to have all the things you were selling delivered to your house. And then, so you want to grow your business. So you start, and back then there was no social media. So you would call people up on the phone and say, hey, check out my product. You want to buy some of this? And then you'd go and you'll take it over to their house and then sell it to them. Or maybe they would choose that they want to also have all of these products at their house because they want to do the same thing. So very difficult to scale that. But amazingly, even back then, some people made a lot of money doing direct sales, doing network marketing that way. Today with network marketing, it's a completely different boat. And I mean, I'm not familiar with a lot of companies. Like I mentioned earlier, I am a Plexus ambassador. My wife got me into Plexus. Actually, my sister first got me into Plexus. And what Plexus is, it's a health and wellness company. And to put it simply, they do have a lot of products, but to put it simply, in a nutshell, it's really healing your body from the inside so you feel better. So instead of doing things to, I really lost my train of thought there, but that's what Plexus does, healing your body from the inside. So for example, it's probiotics, like magnesium supplements. I take a drink every day to balance your blood sugar, things like that. So Plexus is a network marketing company. There's plenty of other network marketing. There's that essential oils company, which I know is very popular among a lot of people. They have a very high retention rate. I'm blanking on the name right now, but there's a network marketing coffee company where you can get different coffee delivered to your house each month. My mouth is getting dry. Anyway, so the point being is, with all of these different network marketing companies, you don't need to have all the crap at your house. What you're selling is essentially the success of the products they've had in your life. And for me personally with Plexus, it's not hard for me to sell. I started Plexus a year ago. I've lost 30 pounds. I no longer fall asleep when I drive home from work. I have energy. I don't come home from work and eat a bunch of pretzels and a bunch of crap. I don't have cravings like that. So I've changed my body from the inside out. And Plexus doesn't have chemicals. It's all natural, plant-based, vegetarian, or most of the products are vegetarian. So it's a great company. And I would highly recommend anyone looking at Plexus, but also just in general, network marketing. Let's talk about that for a second. If you just look around at the landscape of retail stores, malls in the United States right now, you have Macy's closing down. You have, I don't think Dick's Sporting Goods is going to make it much longer. You have all of these stores that are closing down. Amazon, of course, is coming in and is filling a lot of that gap. But at the end of the day, a lot of these different places, a lot of these different competitors are getting pushed out of the marketplace. And I think, I could be wrong, I absolutely could be wrong, but I think that network marketing, affiliate marketing, these types of ways to sell, these types of ways to make money, and really it's a huge opportunity when you think about it. This is a massive transfer of wealth. And I think when a lot of people think about the transfer of wealth going on with malls closing down and e-commerce growing, they think about it as, oh, well, all of that will just go to Amazon and go to Walmart, and everyone will just be buying stuff online from those stores. That's true to a point, but there's also a tremendous opportunity for individuals to come up and start selling stuff through the means of podcasting, of course, and things like that, content creation, YouTube channels. We are at the precipice of the largest transfer of wealth that we've ever seen in this country. And there are so many different ways to make money, so many different ways to grow income, so many different ways to really change your life. And I talked about 7 today. And I guess I've been asked to hold up the sign again. So seven different kinds of income. So let me click this here. So if you can see, I don't have the light shine on it. Land investing was 1, podcasting 2, e-commerce 3, marketing, social media, management 4, freelance contract work 5, affiliate marketing 6, and direct sales network marketing 7. So there's more ways to make money. I encourage you guys in the comments, reach out if you have another way. If you've made money using any of the things I've talked about, please comment in the comments. But the main reason I wanted to do this video, the main reason I wanted to reach out to you guys, reach out to my friends network here and do a live video is I think there's a huge opportunity. And I'm talking to mostly free thinkers. Most of my Facebook friends are liberty-minded free thinkers, people who I think are probably entrepreneurs at heart, but maybe are stuck where they are. I know that I'm still stuck where I am. I'm trying to fight my way out, but I just want to open the channels of communication and just say that I think it's great for people, like-minded people, to share ideas and communicate and build businesses together, mentor each other, and help each other grow. That's what this is all about, and we need more of that in the liberty movement. I had a post a couple of days ago. I'm frustrated with the amount of libertarians running for office like that's going to change the world, because I don't think it is. And that's a debate for a different day. I think we need more libertarians to be successful, more libertarians to make money so they can have an impact, so we can actually take on and fight the two-party system. I don't want to turn this into a political thing, but that's where I'm coming from my heart. That's just the truth. That's the honest to goodness truth. So just want to invite you guys, please leave a comment if you'd like to hear more about any of these 7 different types of income. Please just leave me just comment with the number 1. Just comment with the number 1 in the comments so I know that you're interested in hearing about any of this stuff. Or if you don't want to do that, send me a direct message, reach out, and let me know what you think. Let me know if you are sick and tired of being sick and tired, because I know I'm sick and tired of being stuck in corporate America. So that's all I got. And if anyone has any questions, maybe I'll give a minute for questions. Any questions? Let me just read through, see if there's anything else here that I missed. Nicole wanted me to mention there's no chemicals in Plexus, all natural ingredients instead of medications. That's where I was going. That's where I was going when I lost my train of thought. Anyway, we got a number 1 from Ryan Callahan. See Jade DeVore is here. Thanks for tuning in, Jade. Ben Pangy, thanks for tuning in, buddy. Okay, a lot of people. Wow. All right, guys, that's it. I'll let you go. Thank you, everyone, for watching. I probably won't do one of these next Monday. I'll be coming back from Pork Fest next Sunday, and I'm probably going to be pretty tired. So maybe the following Monday, I'll do another live video going in depth. Maybe I'll go one by one on each one, start with land investing, and really go more in depth on each one to try to tune in, try to key in on the different areas where these types of vehicles can really help people make some money. So, all right, guys, see you later. Thanks.